Hi, okay. I'm going to play a song as we're waiting a few minutes for people to join us. One of my songs. I wrote this, I produced this, all with AI, and it is on my current album called Bam Bam Boogie. Um, go check it out. Here's one of my songs. Is a noise where silence rings lost. Hidden souls of God and swallowed by the wrong. Digital distortion, match the name one time. But yeah, splits the darkness. It's their voice by. Yeah, voice to the truth, it's the something that truth comes for. You know, when you move, when you hear and boogie lifting them, bringing names to play. Bringing names to play. Fragmented frames of memory lies built through the sea. But in the blood, I start soon. Every name becomes a signal that goes in. Hi, Colleen. Woo. To open sky, staring at the skin. Holy water, steady, holy against the heart. Voices once like thunder, now screaming it comes. Hey, I pull the heart inside. We march for purpose outside. No frame can hold them, no I can hold the storm. They do the stuff that trembles when truth goes strong. We rise the nations to the light. We bring them from shadow, no matter what it costs. Now in every breath we feel their names aligned from deep within the tunnels to bright across the sky. When you know it, you do it. That's what change begins with voice breaking free. The light finally wins. Hear them. Voices through the tunnel, digital. This here is an example. Are you still cutting in and out? This is an example of my songs that I've written, and you could go to Spotify. These are one of my songs. What I can hear of it. Um, Go to Bam Bam Boogie, and all my songs are there, and you could download it. I have albums and so forth. How do I sound now? Hopefully I sound good because I have a very intense presentation. We are obviously going back to Summer Moon Wells, our little girl that has brought us all together here on WCIA Network, who brought us together on Magical Boardroom and is now bringing people together on Bam Bam Boogie. Is it still cutting in and out, Colleen? And welcome in. So today's review is going to be about how Summer Moon Wells's case really holds and explains digital distortion very well. I am going to give you examples of what that looks like, and I'm going to give you my opinions that are based off of psychic readings, that are based off of what I see to be true. Everything I do and say here falls under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. And I don't come on here that often, right? But know that Summer Moon Wells and all the missing children have become part of my life every day, all day, no matter where I am, where I go, or what I'm doing. It has become a part of how I present myself in the world. Um, it has helped me build strength. The sun, it's the car that just popped out. I'm putting them to the side. It has helped me build strength to live a purposeful life. Um, Living my purpose has helped me um, feel like I'm doing good, has helped me understand myself more, has helped me come out of my inner self, should I say it, my outer shell. I don't know how I would say it, but I am very happy where I am in my life today and proud of myself of how I'm living who I am today. And a lot of that has to do with the missing children, has to do with me listening to what has always been the voice in my ear about their story. Their story has been told through digital distortion. It is, which they're on Amazon. It has been told through the tunnels of madness, and you could get all of that on Amazon. For those who don't know, I have received a bronze award for International Film Festival. My film is being presented to producers. I have now won three awards. Three awards. I need one more to get to the level that I want to be placed. So it is exciting because the story here, even though I say everything I do and say falls under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Hi, Amy. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Question Everything. And I said hi to Colleen. And it's the truth as I see it. And Bam Bam Boogie, my other channel, which I really would like all of you to subscribe to as you're listening to WCIA Network, because that channel is really holds, here's another card, Knight of Cups. I'm putting these to the side. That channel really holds um it shows what it is it shows my dog is trying to get on my legs here. So this is, there we go. Digital distortion, AI tools, all of that good stuff is presented on Bam Bam Boogie, my other channel, very well, I think, because I have taught myself lots of different tools. My books are on Amazon, my notebooks are on Amazon, and it helps you take AI in a learning curve instead of being afraid of it, using it to better your own creativity, your own purpose, where you're supposed to be. You could use it to bring yourself further, deeper into your own creativity, your own thought process. It's not, I don't believe it's there to harm. I know there's people are, oh, we're afraid of it, blah, blah, blah. But you don't sit there because it's here no matter what. It's staying here. It's here, and for people to understand it and know where to go with it is a wonderful thing. Um, Summer Moon Wells here, her story really helped introduce images to me because I learned, drop the link. I should do that. I have learned that, oh, the link is on my channel. It's right there on the top. It's right there on the top of WCAA Network. So I have learned that what I've been doing my whole life, is I have been reading photos. I have the gift of intuition, the gift of spirit. I get it through voices, feeling, hearing clairvoyantly, and through looking at photos. For those that were with me from the beginning will know that, because I'd be like, oh, don't you see this? Don't you see that? And no one was seeing what I was seeing. Oops, here's another one. So that's three cards for me. Um, I'll put these to the side. So, and then that's when my amazing listeners came up with put in number one, put in number one. If you see what Lori sees, put in number one in chat. So that's where that came up, because other than that, I would never know what you guys see. And it's a really good lesson because everyone in life sees different things than you do. You're not going to see the same thing I see, and I'm not going to see the same thing that you see. It's just not what reality and how the world works. We're all here with our own learning purpose, our own journey, and what we're supposed to be doing. So I may see something that may show up for you weeks later, or it's an intuitive read. I'll never know it because you don't know, you will never know. You'll never know how the brain works. I just use it, and I've been using it to help the missing children, and my information has gone into FBI, it has gone into TBI, has gone into whoever wants to use my information for good. My next goal is I would like to interview Lori Vallow. I've already sent my letters, and hopefully that will come true. That's a very important thing for me to do is get face to face with someone like Lori Vallow, because I believe Lori Vallow and Candace Bly Wells are similar. I feel as if their purpose was the same. That's how I see it. I believe that the two girls in front of you were taken, even though people say that's um Marlene's daughter. I don't. I see two children that were taken together. I see more than one Summer Moon Wells. I do not believe that there was one. I believe that Candace had other children there with her, and I call them all Summer Moon Wells. There's no way in hell how I say it. Now, when I say these things, take it with a grain of salt because we don't know what's true or not. But what I'm telling you, Candace, I see that this Summer Moon Wells is not the Summer Moon Wells that you presented to the world. No. There's different forms of summer moon, different ages of summer moon. One's a little taller, one's a little shorter, one's a little older, one's a little younger, and you just intertwine them throughout all of your photos and deep fake your photos so all the stories would run together. But here's the problem. When you deal with someone like me and you deal with others that could see through it, I don't care I don't care what you show here. I see what I need to see. And I see that each and every one of the TikToks in the Summer Moon Wells case have been created to set the scene, set the stage. This here was supposedly taken the night before she went missing. The beginning, you guys, Summer Moon didn't sleep at home. In the beginning, these stories, I was here June 15th. So understand what I'm going to show you. I was here June 15th. I'm going to bring you through a presentation. June 15th, Summer Moon Wells, the story was that she slept out. She slept out at Marlene's with this little girl. And then the story continued, they were home. And then the story continued, there were people over that night. There were, there weren't. Jody Sue Brown, everyone could say hundreds of different things in a room, and I will pick up what I need to hear. And when I listen to Jody Sue Brown is an unbelievable vehicle for me to get the information that I need. So is Benny Keys. So is Molly Golightly. There are others that are, I call them characters in Summer Moon Wells, and I call them YouTube creators, but there are other YouTube creators out there that I pick up things more than others. And then there are victims, and there are people that are sidestepped, like Enan Harsh in the Idaho 4. I hear the truth when I watch Enan Harsh. So that's how it works for me. I'll look at him and I will see the story of the Idaho 4. I will see sacrifice. And there weren't just four. That night, there weren't just four. There was a fire sacrifice. And then somewhere in the tunnels underneath, whatever they dug up of the Idaho 4 that they wanted to get rid of is gone. And what's gone are the secret little ways in and out of that house. They needed to dig under that house, get rid of that house in order to see what they needed to see under there, and that will never be told to the public. It's locked up there. It's not coming out. At this one, will you guys please take your time to remember to put your thumbs up and subscribe to not only this channel, but my Bam Bam Boogie. I'm not going to bring it up again because I'm going to get into my reading, get into my mode. Um, I go on when I feel it coming, and when I know that I have a good um, like connection, like there's a good connection. There's times that are better than others. There are times I can't speak at all. Like when I come on here, I do not rehearse. I just turn it on and whatever. I just turn it on. But I know when I'm on and when I'm not. And I haven't been on much because I am doing other things. I have created tarot cards that I will present them to you. And I will take pre-orders. They're brand new tarot cards. They're insane. And it comes with a book. They're insane. And I'll spend a whole show selling those because I want to do pre-orders for holiday. Um, so I've been doing a lot behind the scenes, and everything is dedicated to the missing children. Everything. My tarot cards are for the missing children. My books are for the missing children. Coming on here is not to just help find the missing children. So if the authorities or whoever is watching that could bring information into real life and not like here into real life where you could be like, yeah, this is where I need to go dig at the Wells house. Like, yeah, why does it look different every time we see it? But the one thing that's consistent is the hole in the ground. Yeah, maybe we need to go dig at that hole ground. Yeah, I remember I saw that when we were walking and checking out his house with the dogs. Oh yeah, the dogs did kind of bark over there. So you never know when information is going to be used or heard. You know, we could sit here and be like, Don Wells, Candace Wells, they've done this, they've done that, they've plotted it, they did videos, they put shit together, they used YouTube, they used TikTok, and they did this and that. We could say that all we want to say. But unless it's being used on a higher scale to bring justice, then we're just shooting the shit, which I'm not. I'm telling you what I see to be true when I look at the photos. So the photos I'm going to show you today, I was going to just put them up, but I needed to put them in order because I then saw that the photos that I grab photos, I have hundreds and thousands of them and hundreds of videos. I recognized that I was grabbing pictures that went in sequence. So after I pull, it's like pulling cards. It's like pulling cards from a deck for people um that read from tarot cards. I just made our own tarot cards that I will be selling. I'm going to show you a few of the samples when we're done here at the end. My tarot cards that I made are always going to be whatever comes out of my mouth or whatever tarot card reader, healer, intuitive holds that deck of cards and reads it. It brings peace, guidance, love, and justice to the children. So I might as well make my own tarot cards because I will connect with that. I'll connect with it as I do with this one, right? So today's reading, we're going to see what happens with it and how it all ties together. Um, for those who weren't here in the beginning, you will easily know what I am showing you um, because I am going to be speaking over the photos. Summer Moon Wells. So what I'm doing here, you guys, is Let's see. 1 second. I'm gonna put myself in the corner. So you know that I'm here, even though if I go silent, it's because I need to be silent. And I also sometimes like to make sure that I don't pass out or once I went into a trance, what was it, 23 or 28 minutes? I didn't know it until I listened back to my own video and it was silent for like 23, I don't remember, 23 or 28 minutes. I'll have listeners here that were there and I didn't know that I went into a trance. And then I just woke up and I went right back. It was very scary. It was very scary for me to listen back to myself. And it was very uncomfortable to listen back to myself because I didn't know when I was going to come back on. Like it was almost a half an hour, you guys. And I came back on as if nothing happened. I went right back into the flow of words. It was it was very interesting to me. So I'm keep my little face here because there's so many Summer Moon Wells children right now. There are so many missing children and sacrifices, and the got gone children, they're just sacrifices. They're not just got gone. They're gone, but there's many of them. And when I say the children under Summer Moon Wells that don't have a voice and don't have the names and no one knows of them, it's this because Candace Bly Wells presented Summer Moon as so many different children. These are all supposed to be Summer Moon. And not one person that I know has come forth and been like, get a closer look, guys. You need to get a closer look because when you look, these children are different heights, different ages. Okay, so they could have different looks, but how many different looks could his child have that just turned 5? They've only been on this earth for 4 full years. When they kept showing her in church summer, I'm like, Candace, Candace, it's not summer. And why is it that it's important for me to say and point this out? Why is it important for me to tell you to look at her eyes, look at the cheeks, look at the mouth, look at the frame of the mouth? These are different children. It's not like she could change that much in 4 full years. Listen, this isn't the summer that was presented to us. It wasn't the summer presented to us. If I were the law enforcement and I was looking for these missing children and I had an inkling, like something that's just bothering me about this freaking case, it's just bothering me. There's someone out there that is feeling this way that's just like, how is it possible that all of these different families that come on, and I always use them as example, only as an example, I don't mean that, like the Kents, the Beast and Bunch ones, the Serum, whatever, some of them, they have millions of followers now. But why and how can it be that all of their ultrasounds of their babies look like this? You guys, all of them do. But see, I look at these finer details because they're telling me a story. Is this really happening inside these families that are like all over social media? I have no idea. And I'll never know unless someone comes forth and tells the truth. What I know is that embryos, little embryo babies, are used in this process of the Summer Moon Wells children. Summer Moon isn't just a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, 11-year-old. She's an unborn embryo, unborn fetus until they're born, and what they do is rebirth. This is the information I get when I look at photos like this. It's not about me saying or talking about, the families. I don't care about the families. I don't care about them. I don't even know their first names. I don't care. It's not even, doesn't bother me. Their pictures give me the information and the vehicle to tell the story of these sacrifice taken children. And whenever they visit, I mean, just about a few months ago, all of the channels, not just a couple, all, all of them had babies all in the same month. There was a massive explosion of children, a massive explosion of children, newborn pregnancies on YouTube's physical YouTube families that have millions of followers. It is, I see a cookie cutter. It's a cookie cutter to me. So whatever channel that I open up gives me information that I can then present and bring justice. Summer Moon Wells, whoever she is out there, how many people she represents out there are thousands. I know full-heartedly that either this is being done purposefully or they're doing it and they don't know what the purpose is. Ooh, did you hear that? Did you just hear that? 3 cards just like friggin' flew out of my hand. I'm gonna put these to the side. They all 3 fell out of my hand. 2 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, and the Magician. Alright, I'm putting that there. So when you look, see, now I'm getting warm, so I have to pull my hair back. When you look at any of the Wells videos, any of Don Wells's videos, any of the videos from any of the creators that I mention all the time, Cracking Cases, Ryan Finding Truth, Molly Golightly, Benny Keys, Jody Sue Brown, Trish, who used to be on. I mean, um, Hunter's father. Like, there's all these different channels that gave me photos to help show you guys that the people that are either they know they're doing it or they don't. But what it tells me is this is critical information because within a second or two of time in a video, this was taken by, I think, Cracking Cases, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to look. Doesn't matter. But the interesting thing is that I'm showing you throughout this presentation is something that the law enforcement hasn't even talked about. It's not being talked about, but it's important to show you. It like brings you back to kindergarten, it's like which one of these pictures don't belong, or what do you see that's different within the photo? It's very important to recognize what's different in the photo because this is what is digital distortion. Within the same frame, this stick is touching the window. This stick is over here. It's the same image. It's the same angle. It's the same picture in this video. But if you slow down the video, they're giving messages, digital distorted messages that nobody is talking about. And it happens to be in videos about missing children. This is what my presentation is. These things are only possible if someone is doing it. This stick here in the window is then gone. It's not a post, it's a stick. In the other pictures here, it's nowhere. Summer Moon Wells' house. So what's that telling me is either that's happening or it's not. See, let me go back. Let me go back. Either that is happening or it's not. But what it tells me is that if the law enforcement are ever on this property, this is the message, they are to check this out. They're to stand as if a child was looking out the window. Like what I see is the message is this is familiar to the children. And it's not someone peering in as much as I see someone looking out. So I see through the eyes of the child. So if the eyes of the child are peeking out, what I see them doing is they're looking out towards a road. So this is my spiritual psychic reading, a clairvoyant reading. So what I physically see is imagine a child. Wait. Imagine a child's looking out of this window, here. They're looking this way. No, this way, straight out. They're looking straight out. Follow the stick. Follow the stick. Um, the law enforcement they need to follow these long sticks. Period. Follow the stick. That's a message. And when a message comes through, they're very big. So if you think it's weird that these big ass sticks show up, follow the stick. Follow the road. Follow the stick to the road. Follow the stick. That's the message here, you guys, is to follow the stick. If these sticks, see how this one is, see how the bottom left one is real close to the window? It's against, see how it's against the house? It's close to the window. It's closer to the window than it was before. Follow the stick is what comes up for me. Many, many different videos of the Wells property. Here's a stick again. Here's the stick again. So the Wells property, I'm showing you from one video because when I obviously go through this, it brings me to a location of importance. So what I just said of importance obviously would only be for the law enforcement is follow the stick. Follow these big sticks. Like don't move them. Leave them. Do not pick them up. If you think they're in the same place, don't move them. Do not move the stick. Follow the stick. Don't move it. They want you to move it. Don't move it. Just went to see if I had my water, because there goes my throat. Um, you see this? These are in the same frame. Don Wells, I see that using the color red is what you are wanting to distract people. Use it as a distraction. The top two photos come from the same frame. But the house changes, the stuff in front changes, the stick changes, everything changes, even the way the house is. So why isn't this being recognized? The pieces, I mean, look to see what's missing. And then ask the person, what is this? What's this red thing? What's this red thing? Why in the same frame of your little hut down here, your shed, could a red car be turned towards the shed and then away from the shed? Like it doesn't make sense, you guys. These are things that you need to ask Don Brown, Don Brown. Donnie Brown. It's Jody Sue Brown. Okay. Does anyone know much about Jody Sue Brown? Is there a relative of Jody Sue Brown's that literally just came out and I trust myself? Jody Sue Brown. Does anyone know if she has relatives that live in the area? Like a Don Brown, a Donald, a Doug? Yeah, that was weird. A Donald, a Doug. I've never done that in 5 years. Called him Don Brown. Um, that's an important statement. That's a really important statement. And I would look to see if I don't know if there are. I have no idea. I have my 3 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Um, does anyone know? So I have to say this on tape because I listen back to myself. Don Brown, Danny Brown, Doug Brown. It may be a nickname that starts with a D that's related to someone related to Jody Sue Brown. Um, a Brown that knows what I'm talking about with these sticks and whatever we're looking at. So this here is what changes. The stick moves quite quickly. Here it's on the one with the white paper, and then it's over here. Now, some people may say, oh, but it's the angle. If you angle, you could change it. What I'm telling you is it's important for me to see the windows. Don Brown alias. Damien. I'm gonna look into that. Um, there's a lot going on beneath the houses. So because all of this activity with this red thing to bring us here, like Don even said it, red you could see, white you don't. That brings us here. It's under the ground, it's under the house. These things that they don't want you to look at, is they're under the house. They're happening down here. because these things I call digital distortion show up and then they're gone. Now, this is the same video. So I believe that the messages for me come that under the house, follow the stick. Oh, interesting. Shit, you guys. So now it's happened twice. Follow the stick. Damien is Jody's son? Huh. Follow the stick. These are important things. Like if I was on location and I was working on these cases, I know that in my notebook, if I were to go on location, is I would look for this. I would look for, and I would follow sticks, and I would also ask if they moved sticks, because now here it's coming up again. It's spiritually, it's a message. Pay attention to the sticks. Don't go to the red thing that just came there, because it's taking attention away from what you're really supposed to be seeing. Red's put there, red is put in digital distortions to consciously bring you away from what they don't want you to see, which is most likely in white. You see what I'm saying? Your eye, when you're looking at things in the future with all this stuff going on, don't get trapped. Even though you're saying, oh my goodness, how is that red thing in there? And then it's just not here in the exact same video. These are the same videos. These show different houses. They show different information. I mean, different, not the same. Summer Moon Wells was taken off the property exactly how you hear Don Wells saying it. You listen to how their body language. He says, so if you want to understand how to be intuitive, and you don't have to be a clairvoyant to be intuitive. You're born with it, you guys. You're born with it. It's nothing special. Um, Don Wells says certain things, and so does Candace. They say certain things with such vigor and with such energy. Those are the things that they know to be true because they saw it. The things that have been changed and not said with lots of vigor and not said with major amount of confidence, like the story, oh, she was in the back with milk jugs, and like the stories that are, and they all say the same thing. It's all the same script all the way, same script, until they get to words like she didn't walk off the property. Oh, and I show these here because I want to know what they are when I come back. Here, is this upside down? No. Um, and let me show these three. One, two, because I will do a reading on this later. That was pulled together as this was. Okay, now I could put these back in my deck. What was I saying? Okay, so they say stuff with major vigor, like, she was just gone. Like, oh, she was just gone. So whoever took her, they literally lifted her off and away, right up and away. Cause so when Don says that, it's like she was just gone. Now, when I say underground and tunnels, those have everything to do with it. There's much of that going on. They're under these houses, under the ground, in the holes, in the tunnels, in the grounds, in the wells. That is for sure. But this little girl was pulled, and this isn't her swinging on a swing. This is from the video that's one of the very first versions. And the beginning first versions of the videos for me held the most information, like this. She's not in a swing. And I did not touch this. This is in the video. These are frames in the video that have nothing to do with this little girl on a swing. She's not on a swing. Nothing to do with the swing. Cold water off the best. This is a green chair. Her face is covered. This reminds me of when I clairvoyantly and I went into the scene of the children um, being sacrificed. And I was actually sitting in the chair, and I think of it just like that. My legs in front of me, they were bound together. Fire was going, started with my hands up my body. Um, because the metal on my wrists, they were burning. It was metal, like chains. And I was screaming for my daughter to take my jewelry off. But this is summer. This to me, when I tell you this story that she was pulled off, she was gone. Like, there's no way she was coming back. Those are the things that you know to be true. Because this is when he says it like that, and then I show you an image. See, I don't put a number one if you see this. I don't know what you see. Do you see that chair? Do you see that she's sitting in a chair that looks like what I have shown you, looks like an E or a 5 or whatever this is? Wait, let me take the contrast, the saturation out. Just try to make it so you could see her. Let me crop it. Like this here is what I showed you in the Idaho 4. Thank you for those ones. Is this chair. Thank you. That isn't just like a blurb. That is something that was thrown in the video. This is in the video. She's not on a swing. These are frames between frames of frames. I separate the frames. I read the frames. There may be nothing there. There may be 0 there. But she's not in a swing. And these are the things that the law enforcement, I'm sorry to say, you're not listening. You're not seeing that these things are there. You're still saying, "Oh, that has nothing to do with the missing child." Oh, it has everything to do with the missing child. Everything, because these videos are their parents' videos. They're only from Don and Candace. Only from Don and Candace. Anytime someone even replays a video, it's Don and Candace's video. My images usually come from their video or from creators' videos talking about summer moon wells. That's what they're doing. I go to the ones that they're talking about summer moon. So you're not doing anyone any justice if this is still being ignored. as if it's not there. You're not doing anyone any justice if you're pretending that this doesn't look like Michael Vaughn. These aren't Summer. This isn't even Summer in the jumpsuit that she was in the video. These all come from the video. And here, I'm going to contrast it a little. What I am having a hard time like understanding is, when is it going to be that this is sent in as evidence? That is a little boy in a tank top. That's a child with that same painted face. And that to me looks like Michael Vaughn. This was never discussed. And no matter what anyone says, that's not even Summer. So again, these pictures represent all of these different children that I call Summer Moon. Because in these videos, these people, they're supposed to be this. It's that. This child to the left has a complete underbite or overbite, whatever. Look at that child. And this child isn't even in the same outfit. When when is it okay to recognize there's a problem? To recognize that this is not a story that the parents are telling. This is under the story the parents are telling. None of the photos in a constant frame stay the same. And it's from the parent. I think that it's pretty tricky and it's pretty difficult to recognize, but this I was probably really good at this in kindergarten, to recognize that there are small messages here. There are particular pieces of information that say that sheds like this are critical. Sheds like this are critical. I see that sheds like this all day and all night are reconstructed so they kind of mix into the like atmosphere, mix into the surroundings. The doors get covered. The doors are like covered. So they'll have a door and they want to mess everything up. So they actually cover the door and create a different door. Like, no matter what you think you see as a investigator on this new world, on this new AI distortion and this new way of seeing and how people place those images, they're not real. So that means that you need to look for other doorways within these things. See this thing inside the door? You'll tell me if you saw it. Is here inside the door? It's outside the door here. They tried everything else to keep it constant. So you guys have to understand that these are within milliseconds of each other. They're different frames slid within the frame. That red car is there for a distraction. This red car is facing this way in some of the video. And let me get this is the same video. Where is it? And it's facing the other way. Let's see. Let's see if it's, oh, I cut it? Wait. Hold on. It's not in here. I know I have it. Then I have it in my, wait. This red car is brought in, I think as a distraction. As a distraction. Let me see if this is it. Boards. Oh shoot, I'll see if I have it later. This car is first facing this way and then it's facing this way. But don't let anyone tell you what you see. Correct, you may think it needs to be turned. This is what everyone, the door on one door and the other door. That's what people would think. But this is outside. It's this little thing. And this little person now is in the door. So you could say you're looking at it from a different angle. That's perfect to say, because then you don't have to worry about anything. Then okay, um, that's what they want you to see. That's like the answer that is feel good answer, right? Like you don't have to worry about it now. But this little guy should not be moving, even if they change doorways. This little guy, and this is the same door. Now he's in the door. He's inside, he's in the shed. So it doesn't, it's this, there's only one door like that. This is the same door. It's the same door. So the message that I get is look within the doors of the doors. Like I once said, look between the walls of the walls of the walls. Or I say, look, between the doors of the doors. Look for the children to get justice in things. Go in them. Recognize the difference in photos and go for it. Don Wells's construction. I'm not really sure if anyone dug it up. But this built, there was a whole layer built beneath the layer that they showed us. Correct, Cami. Hi, Cami. This here, Don Wells, if anyone was able to check out his construction, under the construction, beneath the construction, what's below the construction, dig beneath the construction. And listen, listen, listen. I wish if I was somewhere like that, I would be listening for the voices. Because construction with any of these families, construction is huge. And I'm going to allow this picture to talk to me. I'm gonna cut Don out on one side right now, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's not important. Someone like a Don, let's just use Don as the guilty party, goes between the walls of the walls of the walls, right? He he would lay there. And this would be what these construction parts look like. Um, okay, what I see, let's see. I want I want to show you, this is very important. I want to show you what I see. Right, this is page 12. All right, you guys. Let me see if I get this on. Oh, come on. Ah, okay. So what I want to show you is what I see. Okay? And when I show you what I see, that means that is what the spirit children want me to see in order to tell the story. So I'm going to draw. I see, again, let's pretend this is Summer, sitting in one of those chairs. Holding on to the wood. She's in a chair. This is Summer. This would be Summer. And this is a chair. This is the chair. This is Summer. Somewhere on, again, this is a reading. Somewhere on properties, the children go missing this way. This is a door. Wait, let me get this off. This here, here are the hinges. Here's, remember I said the hinges kept moving. Here's the door hinge. Here's the door hinge. This is built over. This is water down here. This door the victim It's sitting on this door that's going under the house, but I see water. I see that something like this would be above water. Um, Somehow this would bring them to the water. See, this is an oxygen. There's like holes in these things. And for the um FBI, if they ever really want to listen, this is something that would be under the water, like it would lead the construction if someone's just going to be gone. This is how they would just be gone. They would disappear just like this. These doors are being used. These doors are connected and built like this so you could have a child gone. Takes a lot of wood. You need a lot of wood to do this. So this here is the child, right? This is a door. These are the hinges. Here's that hole. This is connected, and they go this way. So this would be towards the river. You see, this would be towards the river. But it's built on, there's metal piping. Like this is solid. Whatever this is running this way is solid metal here. And then this goes in. That goes in. So this is a way that the children would just be gone. Like this here represents this. That represents this. Copy. Oh, that's pretty damn good. Look at that. Wow. Oh, it even has the E. See, I'm good, you guys. Let me cut this out. Even has the E. Wonder if I could remove the background. Probably not. Let's see. Um, okay. This is pretty good. So I can't move this because it doesn't stick. So that would be this. You guys see the story? This would be this. That's really cool. That's really cool. Remove background. Let's see. Look at that. Holy shit. Okay, so wow. Um, do you guys like I kind of think it's cool to do it this way because I could draw on the photos. So these are photos that well, I'm going to come back to this. Wait, let me close it. Close window, don't save. All right, let me go back to number 12, and then if I have to draw on it, I will. Um, okay, there it is. And I would look further into the construction and what goes under the water and what's connected from under the house to the stream to the water. Because each and every time they show this house, it's different. It's a different house. It's a different color. It's a different way of them layering it. And whenever you see Don Wells's videos, see if you could see anything through the video and notice how some of the times the story just doesn't stay the same. You have to notice the objects and items that they don't want you to notice. You need to look at the white. The white objects many a times are the objects that I have been talking about. They're the objects that I call elements. They've been elements since the beginning of Summer Moon Wells' case. You see, if you go to the white, right above the red, what I see of very important elements that stay consistent are these. And then the object that is next to the red is a consistent element. I think it's time that the Wells were questioned about their videos with physical photos that don't stay consistent on items like their house. They're not the same in any of the frames. They're different. This is all the same video. It isn't different. It's not a different video. It's a video that shows distortion. It's a video that is telling half-truths. Is the house yellow? Is the house white? Does the house have something underneath it? Is the house built and they're just showing one particular piece? Is there a house built beneath the house? That's a yellow house going on top of a white house. It's very important because these are the things that are being shown. These are the things that we're supposed to look at and question and not get hung up on the fact that they have some freaking character in riding in the car or that their blue truck doesn't make any sense. That this has been fabricated. They do not have this looking like this on their property. It's fabricated. So when is it going to be time that they look at this stuff, this AI stuff, and recognize that they have to make sense of it? Go and see in person, go to the property and compare it to the images that are pulled from the videos. They're layers upon layers. They're layers and layers and layers of information. It's called digital distortion. And then it shows the house like this. This is something that should be questioned. This is from the Wells. That's Summer in the front, allegedly Summer in the blonde hair. This is their backyard by their cars, and they're shooting off fireworks. The most important thing I would ask Don Wells is, can you please show me that hole in the ground? Where is that? That is going down. From what I see, it's not like a mat on the ground. It's going, to me, down under. And that this to me is underneath the cars. So when you go to any location that you're searching, move all the cars to the middle of the road. Get the cars off the property and do your search. Take the cars, all of the, we got junk, this is all junk. And if they can't move because there's no engine in them, or it's just a shell of a car, make sure to move every frame of a car, any kind of a car, off the property. And then you're probably going to want to go dig. Move the cars. Don't keep all these cars there when you're searching. Big buses and cars, move them. And if they say they can't move them because they don't have engines, tow them. Summer Moon Wells's swing video also shows an image like this. It very, very much brings me to Enan Hirsch, his pictures that he has the night of the killings. Enan Hirsch's video that he has of making the fire flames was the night of the murders. No one talks about it. This is in Summer's video. If you stop it and play it and stop it and play it and get the frames between the frames of a frame, this is in there. And this is a child. There's the ear, there's the child, and this is a sacrifice. This is from her swing video. These are images that were pulled from between the images. These are images that I think they don't want us to see, but the truth is beneath the deep fake. The truth is covered by the deep fake. The truth is being distorted. Truth is being distorted. This child is crying, and they're both supposed to be Summer in a flowered outfit. So when I tell a story over a picture, it doesn't matter what anybody else sees. I see what I'm supposed to see for the sake of the children. So when I say there's a hole in the ground, it's because there's a hole in the ground, and that brought me to telling the authorities to move the fucking cars off the property. It's not about the hole. The holes are underneath those cars that are parked all over the property. They need to take those off the has nothing to do with the actual hole. When I say something, it brings me into an intuitive saying that is coming forth. They're called aha moments. And the aha moment is they need to move the trucks and the cars off properties when they're looking into it and researching it, because there's stuff underneath the cars that don't have engines, that don't have wheels, because they don't think anyone's going to move it. They don't think anyone is going to move it. So I'm not here to, oh, country babe, I'm not here to argue what I see or don't see. These are psychic readings. So here's a psychic reading example. It's not a hole. The child's feet are standing on it. If it was a hole, child would not be standing. They would have fallen in. Do you see the psychic saying? There is a hole underground that the children are falling in. These holes can be found under the cars that are being placed on the properties, under the junk, under the cars, in and under things that nobody wants to move. That's what this is about. It's about the psychic reading that comes through. It's not about saying, "Oh, that person's such a fucking idiot. Does she think that that's a kid crying?" That's not a kid crying. Or the sun changes. What an idiot. The sun changes. They're two different colors. That's not what it's about. That's not what it's ever been about here since June 15, 2021. It's been about, and I'm not yelling at you, by the way. I'm giving an example of what this is all about. It's about giving information to bring justice to the children, and that is it. It's images are my vehicle to telling a story. So when I look at the images, many times you may not even see what I'm talking about, but the story that comes through by me looking at the image is what I'm supposed to see in the moment. And there's no like right or wrong, right? And when I look at these photos on these are Don Wells's, I see a hole in the ground and it's covered. Their holes are covered. It's covered by junk. It's covered by flowers. It's covered by shells of cars. But the holes are on the property. They're on the property. They're just not in the open. So if you stand there, you're not going to see it. You have to work for it. You have to work for it. So when I brought this picture in so long ago, this one, this now even shows more to me, this picture here. This here is giving me, just for example, this is a great example, is giving me the same story as I received with Don doing his construction here. Wait. The information that I'm receiving here of there's a person that is laying straight down and there's like this box over their legs and they're under the ground. That is the same information as what I got here. Let me turn it. Let me turn it so I could put it on top of it. Let me show you. So, wait. Okay. Paste. I'm going to show you how my information has stayed consistent. It has stayed consistent for 5 years. So, it's just that I've seen the same thing for 5 years. Here, this way, this way. Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you how, even though I use different pictures, I always see the same story. So this, see the body goes like this. This is the body. Or, or they're laying down like this, and this is the body. I turned it the wrong way. Wait. This way. This way. So it could be this way, and it's the same thing. So whatever images that I use to to give justice just truly helps give their story the way that I see it, because I see what I need to see and I see the victim. That's what I see. This always bothered me. This is a real amazing connection because out of gazillions of images, I pulled these aside in the beginning, right? Like in the first week. The green up on this left-hand side is Appalachian Fairground. Whoever watched me back then will remember that I have dozens of videos on Appalachian Fairground, and I'm like, this just feels like Appalachian Fairground. Like it just kept coming back. A lot of videos on it. And they were standing here, and behind them, I blew up. It's an ERE number 5. And then when I saw these videos of Summer Moon's last day, it was like their last weekend, she's in that swimsuit, if you noticed, but she's in this swimsuit that they said that she went swimming in, right? Doesn't matter, but here she's with her 3 brothers, but she is in the same location as an Appalachian fairground to me. So it tells me that these are the same. This copy, and that there's digital distortion here, but these letters that are in the back here are the same here. And this here was right before she went missing. I think the last weekend. I don't know if this is by a port, if this is under a bridge, but it's familiar like Appalachian Fairground is. There's a familiar feel that brought these together for me. It's important. Jody Sue Brown, I want to explain how her stories and her videos show me the light on what they do to these like prisoners. She's a prisoner as I see it in my eyes. She's not Jody Sue Brown. So when I'm showing you these pictures, it's Jody Sue Brown. What they do to the victims is they make them look a certain way that you don't know who they are. They cover them up. They distort them like this. Like this. She's distorted. But not supposed to be like that. This is just a video of just Jody Sue Brown. She's not really wearing anything in the video. This shows. And it's showing to me, and I happen to see it because it validates what they're doing to the victims. There's machinery. There's sacrifice. There's machinery. Like, there's machinery. And the images that I see with Benny Keys and with Jody Sue Brown to me are the same. So I might be showing you, let me turn this, like a fence, whatever that is, with Benny, but it's the heart, the heart. There's tons of hearts. There's things they use in these sacrifices that I see here in Jody Sue Brown's head. I just see it. just like I see the heart here, as if this was the same situation. That's what I see. And I'll never know. I shouldn't say never. I'll only know as if someone came forward and is like, you nailed it, you know? But I don't know when I nail it. I don't know, when what I'm seeing is really the truth unless someone would come forth and say it. Let me pull this up. This is Benny in his car, you guys. Benny Keys. These are sacrifices, these are rituals. They do this to the children. They did this to Summer. So when I see something in Benny Keys, I see the same thing in Jody Sue Brown's photos. So when I tell you that characters like this give me the story of the children, it's because these are the same stories. I could intertwine the information that I have received for the Tunnels of Madness, for Digital Distortion, for the Missing Got Gone Children. The information and the story does not change. I give you and giving you the same story over and over and over since 2021, using different images that show me the story. Like, I'm not going to ever be like, oh, that heart is now a shooting star in her head. It never will be. It's always the same. That heart is the same heart that I see here. These are the same hearts in the story that I'm telling. This is Benny's. This is how Benny is helping me see the story. And this is Jody Sue Brown. And whatever these victims are sitting on, or laying on, or being transferred on, looks like what I showed you Summer Moon Wells was sitting in, and what I showed you that slips under the ground to the water. It's the same. And this is a victim. This is a victim, how I see them laying on the cold metal. This is how the victim looks transporting. This is how the victim looks being victimized. They're sitting in these particular things that for some reason I call it the fake car. So Jody Sue Brown might be in a car, but in the smallest of the smallest of the smallest is the maroon box. It's always been maroon. It will always be maroon. And this car shows me maroon. And it shows me a victim. Doesn't tell me anything about her sitting in a car at all. So if I were to take like a few frames, I take the one in between the frames. The one, for me, the closest to the victim would be the farthest right here. And this is underground in maroon boxes that have always resembled something like this. I see summer moon wells in each and every one of these. I only see summer. I see the box, the maroon seat. Idaho 4 is just loaded in it. So whatever happened to those kids? To me, they're Summer Moon Wells children. That they're summer moon. See how they're this picture to the right is that munchkin face? And that's summer to the left. But that raccoon face is that's what I've been showing you guys, is that raccoon face. And that is the raccoon face that Summer has inside these bars that I have shown. Like, why would that show up? Let's see. Seeing if you know, and those that weren't here, this is the picture that they used of Summer, the news station. Let me show you here. The news station used this picture of Summer in her outfit as one of her last pictures. This was always strange to me. Oops, that's not it. Oh, shoot. Wait. Last. Gotta grab it. Okay. Here it comes. This, now she's in the outfit that she never wore before. She looks way different than her last photos. Her hair is long, but she's in an outfit that she never wore before. This is supposedly the outfit that she went missing in. They're just not looking at all the details. They're not looking at all the details. I point out the boxes that show up behind um, Dolly Vision in his car. I point out the boxes that show up behind Benny over and over and over. But the box will always stay the same in vision as it did from day number one. I may be using, and I keep going over this because there's new listeners, I might be using different images and saying, oh, I'm pointing at this person, but it's always been the same. I said Trish showed me the most detailed, right? And now when I look at it, interesting. Okay, now when I look at it, it's wow, wait a minute. It's this E looking thing. See? Trisha's information, she was someone that was on YouTube, um, showed me the box the clearest, and it still looks like this, but I will be showing more of that in a little bit. Don Wells, he posted all his own stuff and all in his construction, and he does this thing kind of pose and shows information like Candace did in her videos and her posts, but interestingly enough, this this is why I really wanted them to dig. Um, this construction this construction site that he constructed, I would go so far down, I would dig so far down and look what's between and between and between everything. Like, it's curious to me. Those are little bikes, but it's the plumbing. It's photos like this, you guys, that I feel just give critical information that needs to be asked about. Because maybe the authorities can learn about the missing children. That looks like a water pipe. See, this is the whole side of the house that I'm questioning. And I'm questioning, always have questioned this. These are earlier photos, always. I went over that. Very crazy. Benny Keys was Benny Keys and Molly Golightly, I would say, were the first two that brought me to realize different faces behind faces. Now, I think that's just because people are running multiple channels and they just change their it's easy now, you guys. AI does I could have 100 channels running at once. Benny once said that accidentally he started laughing and he's like, I'm on like 30 something channels right now. And I'm like, did he just say that out loud and no one noticed? But this was from one video. Benny face looked showed a lot of different characters. And these were the characters that I saw. And the one all the way to the left actually was during uh Benny did a live with Don Wells, and he was giving his story and he was reading like a Bible verse. I don't know what he was doing. Benny was reading the Bible verse, and then they cut to Candace. I don't know if it was an accident, but um they cut to Candace here outside. So this was after um Summer went missing. because they were doing a live with reading Bible things, and he cut to this photo of Candace with her arm out, and they happened to be right over the RV. This here, look closer, there's no tire on this one, right here. So this couldn't have been more than a couple weeks after, because she's got the T-shirt on, right? But there's the RV has no tire. The girls, again, all the way to the right, are at the same location, and that was the night before. The pictures that they have, it's not in this one. I don't know if I pulled the wrong one or the right one. The tires are on there. So that tells me they really have to look at the tires. This is Candace's sister. This is Candace's sister who went missing years ago. And this was her car, the white car in the front. But this is the picture that they actually decided to put up as a case file photo. You see the resemblance? You see the red truck, and then there's probably a green truck in the middle, and then you have the white car. I see a pattern. I see a pattern. Here they've got the wheel on. Let me see the difference. Let me put it here. So this here are different days. But see how that's the same. This should be the same, and it's not. It's not the same. It's not the same at all. And it should be the same. I just put this up here. Just look to see where people are looking in their pictures. Look at what they're looking at. Look at what they're looking at. Your eyes should bring you right to what they're looking at. Candace does a great job at bringing her eyes to where you should look. You need to look where she wants you to look. What kind of a photo do you see here? Do you see a photo where her daughter's eye is bleeding? Put a thumbs up. Do you see something wrong with this picture? Pay attention to what others are showing you. Look into the photo. Look in the photo for answers. Trish, thank you for those ones. Trish, she gave me so many images that help tell the story of the children and the missing that go underground. This is underground. This is beneath the ground. These are victims sitting in those chairs that I see underground. They were shown very clearly to me that there is a place down below that many people know about. Yes, head in the box. Many people know about these places. They're real, you guys. This stuff, this is how you bring justice, you guys. It's not gonna be busted open. If it was going to be, it would have been by now. These aren't fake photos for me. These are victims saying, "Remember me. Bring us justice. We're here in the darkness. We're here to show ourselves. Don't close your eyes to it. We're down in the tunnels. We're down in the tunnels." This is supposed to be two different people. I see them as the same, but that could just be because it's the same situation. That's all. And this here came from the one to the left was Trish's. The one in the middle is Trish's. The one all the way to the right is Candace's. That is from Candace. Oh, does this speak to me? I find this one I cannot stare at. I can't look within these photos. These to me are science projects. They capture moment of sacrifice, of horrific images that are used for selfishness, for selfish reasons. But Summer Moon Wells truly, truly speaks. Always has and always will. I will always hear the missing children. And I'm just supposed to share it to the best of my ability, to whatever is shown to me, to however I could do this. I do it the way that I am shown to do it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the best, or it's true, or it's not. But if the authorities think that this stuff is odd looking, use it to dig with what you have as real solid evidence. Information like this is supposed to be here to aid you, to guide you, to help you think deeper, out of the box, so you could bring justice and solve these cases. I think this helps. It's another way of looking at things. It doesn't make it correct or wrong. It gives opportunity to look outside the box for answers. So don't run in here and be like, "I don't see it. This is nuts. This is this." It That's not what I'm here for. If it sparks even one mind in law enforcement to do it a little differently, that's progress. If they see it a little different, like, "Oh, yeah, you know what? That reminds me that I kept seeing a stick, that freaking stick." And then if someone else like me brings it up, you might go back to it. That brings justice. You may be like, "You know what? That crazy bicycle with that wheel, like, what was it doing there?" And it bothered you. Maybe by me showing a picture like this and a pole coming out of the wall like that might trigger your thought process, might bring you further deeper into where you need to go, right? Hold on. You don't know until you try it. You don't know what you don't know. So I hope that tonight's live, I'm not going to go over the cards right now. I hope that tonight's live just like flickers, like gives a small difference that helps you look at things differently or brings in the light differently. That's what we're here for, is to do it in a way that will spark a new thought process that just might bring justice. Think about it. Think about the things that I asked you to look at. Think about what I saw in a picture that you just may have just seen something else in that moment of time. Thank you all for being here. Subscribe if you have not. Please go over to Bam Bam Boogie and subscribe. It's fun over there. Thank you guys. Good night.